Well, good morning, fabulous mom, or maybe fabulous dad too. My question for you this morning is, have you ever tried to implement some sort of structure chart, chore chart, behavior chart, star chart? They call it all sorts of things. But when Tom was teaching me in the beginning of my Creating Champions for Life journey with Learn to Speak Kid, and he told me about this like really amazing star chart where I could keep track of all of the kids, you know, behavior and how much they engaged and how respectful they were and how they did their chores and things. And then at the end of the week, they could earn their privileges. And so when I first put up the star chart, Tom, oh my gosh, my kids were between the ages of 7 and 12, and I couldn't pay my kids to do chores. You know what I'm talking about. Nag, 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 yell, 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 yell. So I put up this star chart and I told my kids that they could earn some privileges by completing some chores. And within an hour, all 4 of them came running into my office and, look, Mom, I did 20 chores. Can I have $20? And that's kind of how it went. And so, yeah, we've learned how to use the star chart really, really effectively in the home to motivate and inspire children to step up and engage and cooperate and do their homework and chores and that kind of thing. And what we're finding is a lot of our students are getting a hold of the star chart and they're sending us back, you know, a list of things on the star chart that might be 30, 40 things long. I'm like, wow, that's a really great job. But let's simplify things a little bit. So this is level one training with the Learn to Speak Kid star chart. And Tom, do you want to help us simplify things just a little?
Yeah, I think it was wonderful as Bonnie was doing something. You get this new idea and you, I would say, studied some. Right? Because there's 12 modules. And a lot of times parents will get into maybe 1 or 2 of them and go, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. Star chart, downloaded it, put it on their fridge, and woohoo! And all of a sudden, there's amazing stories that start to happen. It's the star chart is not the magic. It's the parent who's using the star chart that makes the star chart actually come to life or become magic. And so your level of understanding of how well you learn to speak kid can make the star chart a wonderful experience or how come it looks so good for you and I don't know, I think I'm doing it right for me, right? So just understand that where you're at is perfect. Why? Because there's no judgment. We love you because you're doing something. That's what's awesome. Remember going back to when you were a kid and you had a toy, you didn't know what it was. You just started playing with it. And you might not even be using it right. That's the same thing here. So let's go back to just the simple basics of what a star chart's for.
Okay, and before you get into that, I just want to pre-frame with everybody, all right? We have been so used to, and I'm talking to you mom and dads out there, but we've been so used to, hey, you know, I want some candy, here you go. Or I want, you know, some new clothes, here you go. I need a new bike, here you go. And we buy our kids all sorts of things. I know, I've seen, you know, Christmas trees and things with thousands of dollars of presents underneath the tree. And so what I'm saying is we give kids everything, and then we take it away when something's wrong. And so every single chore chart or whatever that I've ever seen in the past says, either do your chores or you don't get to go to your friend's house, which is a very negative, controlling statement that might cause some parent-child power struggles. So I just wanted to pre-frame with that. This is starting them at 0 and teaching them to earn their privileges similar to your paycheck at work.
Right, we've all heard you don't put the cart in front of the horse. And 99% of all parenting as a whole has the cart in front of the horse.
Because we've been taught that.
Yes. It's backwards. It's not right or wrong. It's just that's how you started. So that's why so many things end up in power struggles. Our kids are basically letting us know, hey, you got something on your nose. No, I don't. Right? That's how it's starting. They're letting us know that it's backwards.
Yes.
And our ego goes, well, that's what my dad did, so just do it. You want, you know, yeah, you get the idea.
And 99% of us are like, I'm never going to do what my mom or dad did because I hated it so much when I was a kid. But then what do you do if that's all you know? So this is going to be so fabulous. The introduction, level 1 training with the Learn to Speak Kids Star Chart.
Yes. So let's think about this. What's one thing that's important to you?
I just want to have peace of mind. Go to the bathroom.
Maybe it could be something as simple as I would like to walk through my living room and have the sock, the shoe, or the shirt be in its proper place. Sometimes it's not much to ask. It's like, I would like the front door to be shut nicely. I would like the kids to talk normal volume with no yelling at each other. We all know that, wouldn't it be neat if it was just one day we could have something happen, like I could walk in the kitchen and all the dishes were done? So that's where you start off. It's what is important to you over here.
Right.
Now, what's number 1 or most important to your child? They tell you all the time. So the whole part of the star chart is something you want, something that they want. And then when the two come together, like a zipper, right? The little teeth, click, 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 click. That's what's going to make the star chart come to life and become magical. You must have something you like to teach that the children don't know how to do. And it must be something that they like, that they're so motivated that they'll do whatever it takes to get what's important to them. All right, so with that being said, let's look at a star chart. You probably downloaded a version of what it would be. Now, let's open up our thesaurus and say it can be called anything. Don't get hung up on star chart. It could be a Victor chart. It could be, hey, check me out, I'm awesome, cool chart. It could be, hey, mom's the supreme all-being ruler chart. I mean, whatever you wanted to do, it could be a life skills chart. Let the name be whatever it is and open that up. That's important.
Right, because the kid can actually help pick a name for the star chart.
They're gonna probably,
it's their chart.
Between me and you, let them name it.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. I'm an awesome Superman chart. Okay, I'm an awesome, I don't even know what that is, but hey, if it makes sense, let's roll with it. So what you want to do is have the chart. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to share with you what Zach designed because he wanted to create his own. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. What would it look like if you made one? So, regular piece of paper. There's the boxes. These are the different tasks on the side, and those are the days of the week. Pretty simple. Now, let's go to just number 1 part. And I picked out 2 examples. One was close and make a bed.
Wait, so this is for the morning part of the star chart, right? These are 2 things that are done in the morning time before school.
Oh, good clarification.
Yeah, okay.
So go back to the star chart. I love Bonnie. She always keeps me grounded. Morning, that's the M. Morning time. He has breakfast, but this is morning, so we're just keeping it simple. What's 2 things that a parent would love to have done? Remember, I said 1, but we're going to give you 2. One was the bed, right there. No, just the bed. That's all you see. Bed and clothes. That's all I want. I want bed and clothes done a certain way. Remember, know your role as a parent. I have a job to do, teach you some life skills. They need to learn responsibility. I want the bed made. How many parents want just the bed made? How many parents want just the clothes being what they're supposed to be? So that's what I want. Now, what's important for them? Well, let's say it's playing with their friends or having that ice cream parlor that they've always loved to go to or whatever it is. You know it because they want to do it. So in this particular case, you have to keep things simple. 3 is a magical number. Why? Well, look at our phone number. They keep things in 3s. 4, right? You get it. You can keep little bite-sized pieces of memory. Easy to remember. Easy to look at. So let's go with the bed. What would a mom want the bed to look like? And I bet it would just be something simple that could be, I'd like the blanket to be smooth, even, and tucked. Yeah. Not asking too much, but for a kid's brain, that's going to be pretty tough to remember. So when they come in and say, hey, I'm ready to have my morning star checked, I'd like to be able to be checked off. Ooh, let's go take a look at that bed. Oh, is it all ready? Yep, it's all made. How do you know? It's smooth, even, and tucked. See, they can remember off the top of their head because their idea of what a bed's made is not like you or I, is it? Not even close. Just throwing it up on the bed. Yep, it's made. And that's where power struggles come into play. So you show them what it looks like, you mess it back up, you have them demonstrate it, so it is smooth, even, and tucked. You get the idea. Now, the other one was clothes. So in the morning time, they're going to have two things done. Bed was made, and where are all the clothes? Well, let's put in 3 places where you want the clothes to be. How about hung in the closet? How about folded in the drawers and put in the hamper? Really isn't any other place that the clothes should be other than, well, wearing them. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, but that's beside the point here. So when you look at those 2 things, and if you do those 2 things, what shows up? Well, the star. And the star represents what it is that is important to them. So when they want to go somewhere, can I go play with my friends? Love you to play with your friends. What's 1 thing or 2 things that we need to make sure are done first? Oh, that's right, my bed. All right, and so when he goes in, this is actually on the wall. So like, let's say that's the bed, and it's tucked right there. It's on the wall. So when he's making his bed, he sees smooth, even, and tucked. They can understand those processes. It's the first level of building blocks. Well, how do you know it's ready? It's smooth. It's even. I can see it. And it's tucked in. So now when he comes to you and says, I made my bed, I'm ready, is the parent and the child on the same page? And I guarantee you, Bonnie, please share how simple this is. Did you do that the first time?
No, like I said, I made this chore chart, and the kids came up to me and just said, okay, I did this and this and this. And they did everything, of course, half-assed. So it's like, yeah, I cleaned my room, and everything was shoved underneath a mat. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Tom, how am I going to do this? So it was a little bit crazy. But I just want to mention, like when Tom says, keep it so simple. If this is new to you, find 1 thing at a time. Like maybe the bed is the only thing that you need to worry about right now. You know, those 3 little ticks. And maybe every day for a week, that's all you focus on is the bed, you know, how does the bed look? And you've got it broken down into 3s because we have this 25, 30, 40, 50-year-old mind, and we know how to organize things and how to make a list of things and all of these things. So when you make a list of things that are like 50, you know, 50 characteristics long or whatever, the child is going to look at that and be so overwhelmed, and now you're going to have another power struggle. But if you keep things really simple, you got to know your child would love to be praised and to please you every day, and they really want to be involved and have some sort of responsibility, and they love learning the life skills. And even though they might fight you on it in a little bit, because if they're friends, they could just run out and play with their friends whenever they wanted. If they could go in the fridge whenever they wanted, like my kids used to, gosh, they would have the TV whenever they wanted, computer whenever they wanted. So all of this arsenal of motivators I had at my fingertips, it was already giving it to my kids. And those exact same motivators now are privileges which they earn, and it's enough to take them through school. They study for school. They care about their school grades. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So this is level 1, and I just want to point out that this this star chart right here is broken down into, of course, the 7 days, and then 7 segments for every day. So wherever you see a box is a segment of the day, and that's where the checks and balances come into play. So right after breakfast, right after school before lunch, right after lunch, during the afternoon, dinner time, and then bedtime, I think. So you can break your day down into whatever sections work best for you, and then just choose 2 to 3, little expectations for each segment that you're beginning to teach your child those life skills.
Yeah. And this is very common. That's why I want to add it before we wrap up, is the psychology of the power struggle. Many of you that have read the book or on the self-study course or coaching with us, is that there's module 2, kid's brain and the parent's brain or the adult brain. And see, their idea is, I made my bed. Well, between me and you, they only know everything that they know. So they know everything that they know. They know it all.
Mm-hmm.
But they have no idea what a 40-year-old brain knows. They can't even comprehend that. But we can go back. And so when they go in, you say, did you make your bed? Yep, I did. Well, in their kid's brain, they did. They're telling the truth. They're not being deceptive. They're not being deceiving. They're not lying. They're not trying to cheat, cut corners. But then when we walk in and we have our mind going, well, come on, it's supposed to be military, bounce a quarter, and the pillows are supposed to be there. And come on, I mean, this is how you're supposed to make a bed. Then all of a sudden, you want them to see your world, but you're not open to go back to what it was like for them, and they have no way to be where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You set up a recipe for a power struggle. And we as the parents are initiating it, and you're telling the child that what he knows is true is wrong. And you wonder why the spirit stands up and you have a power struggle.
Yeah.
But when you can go back and you can say, well, you know what? I'm going to come in there and check, right? Because you're ready. What am I going to be looking for? Oh, that's right. Smooth, even, tucked. That's right. So when you do go in, let's see how smooth it is. Oh, look at that. That's looking good. Man, look at that. The blanket is right there even with the floor. Good job. And let's check. Yep, it's even tucked. Way to go. That way, he knows that when you're coming in, you're matching the kid's brain level of telling the truth. And then when you do match it, they can see it. And then there's also, when we get into level 2, you'll understand a little more of what a +1 technique is all about, but set it up for success. That way they start off at 0. How many of the 3 did you do? 1, 2, and 3. That way they can earn as much as they want. If they do 1 or 2, they earn a little. That's what's key versus thinking at the top, yeah, you did pretty good, but you didn't do this, and you can't do that. That's the cart in front of the horse. That's how our parents taught our parents, and vice versa, and that's where we're stuck. That's why it doesn't work. Switch it around. Start at 0. How much would you like to go play? A lot. Well, you know what? That means you need to be shooting for how many? 1, 2, or 3 of the smooth, even, and tucked. All 3. All right, you got it, partner. Let's go check it out. And you saw off at 1. Good job. 2. Man, look at that. 3. Way to go. And then all of a sudden, it's a plus experience for you. It's a plus experience for them. Positive, positive makes positive. Negative, negative never makes positive, unless, of course, you're doing math, multiplying 2 negatives.
Yeah, and we got to close it up here right away, but I just want to close with this. You know, mom or dad, we can look at our child and we can say, you're amazing. I love you. You're awesome. We can say all of these wonderful things. And at the end of the day, wonder, why is my child anxious? You know, why is my child sad, depressed, a victim? You know, no confidence. And it is allowing our children to set their own goals. Hey, I want a new bike. Great. Let's put it on your star chart. And the star chart is going to allow you to earn your bike. This is your paycheck. And you know what? When they earn their own bike and they can look back at their star chart and they can see all these things that they did all on their own, that is the only thing that you can do to help your child build their confidence, right? You can use words all you want, but it's when your child sets a goal, perseveres through the obstacles, and accomplishes the goal all by themselves. That's life-changing.
Yes,
any child.
Is. Yes,
so we're going to wrap up today. Thank you so much. We're going to do a level 2 star chart eventually. No promises on a timeline for that, because I think this training right here will keep you busy for at least 30 days, and then you'll have something to look forward to. So enjoy the rest of your day. Here's to empowering our children, inspiring them and motivating them, and looking at them like they are, you know, that little champion just waiting to be taught, rather than looking at them as if they're trying to do something mischievous or off the mark, which they definitely are not.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye for now.